Welcome. It's Thursday. It's 3 o'clock. It's Jacqueline in the kitchen today. I'll just wait for a few seconds for a few of you to jump in because I've got a fun little class organized here for you guys. I actually am going to be using rotisserie chicken, but I'm breaking all the rules. There is no chicken happening today. In fact, I'm actually going to be cooking with hamburger. And I'm doing this because I want to show you how to save money. And honestly, getting these meal solutions from Epicure is a really smart idea because you can really just switch out your protein with whatever veggies you have in your house, and you can make a meal. So I'm going to show you how that's done. Now, I was at the grocery store here the other day and ground beef was on sale. And I want to encourage you to seriously watch your flyers and buy what's on sale, because that's how you're going to save a lot of money. So we're going to get our saute pan going. I've got this beautiful pan. I love it. I like it's got a non-stick coating on it, and we're going to start, because I'm using extra lean ground beef, I just want to put a little bit of oil in the bottom of the pan. Not a lot. We don't need a lot. I do want to let you know also, basting brushes. These have left the line. You're not going to see them in the catalog, but I was checking just before I came on. We have a vault list and these are discounted and I love them. Here's why I love them. Bristle brushes, and you can throw it in the dishwasher. It's sanitary. I could never clean those bristle brushes. But we're going to use this bristle brush a couple times. So if you're not having one of these bristle brushes or this silicone basting brush is what it's called, in your kitchen, grab it. It's in the vault list. So go to the website and type in silicone basting brush and get it while it's still available and it's discounted. So we're going to get this started. This is basically just ground beef. Get that heated up. And I had mentioned, I don't know if all of you were on before I started. Hey Wendy, hey Kara, nice to see you. Make sure you've got this as well. This is our meat separator. And this is really good for separating up that big chunk of meat that I just dropped in here. I don't know, how do you chop up your meat right now if you don't have one of these? Are you using a knife in your good pans? Or are you trying to use some silly little instrument in your house, just trying to be useful? Do yourself a favor. I thought I had every kitchen gadget there was that I needed until I came across this and went, meat separator. Yeah. I need this, okay? So, as I mentioned, we've got this cooking. I'm going to be making rotisserie chicken with beef. Yep, as I mentioned, breaking all the rules. So I'm just going to set this aside for a quick minute. What I'm going to do differently is we're going to make a shepherd's pie. And we're going to use phyllo pastry. And I'm going to tell you a little bit of fun food facts on that. But I want to explain phyllo pastry first off the get-go. This is just a damp rag, but you need to make sure that you keep your phyllo pastry moist. And it does not mean that you put it next to water. You just need to make sure that it has humidity around it. If you have your phyllo touch water, it melts. It's almost like ice. It's a mess. But you always want to have a damp rag around. So as you can see, I've got this coated. When you get it, it usually comes, you can see it's very brittle. Usually comes with like a parchment paper. It doesn't matter if this is cracked, just so you know. But I'm going to roll this out. And you do need to use this quickly, which is why I have the damp rag. If you're not using all your phyllo, make sure you cover it with parchment paper or plastic or something and put the dampness over top, right? Do not let it touch because this will dry out so quickly. I've already done a TV version, but what we're going to do is, phyllo pastry is often used in spanakopita, baklava, and today we're going to use it as a savory little idea. So we're just going to melt a little bit of butter. We're going to use our basting brush here. And you don't need a lot of butter, but we do want to make sure that we've got enough that it's not going to crack on us. And we're going to use the phyllo pastry as a replacement to cooking potatoes today. So this is actually, if you've been looking in your current catalog, the new catalog that we've got out right now with Epicure, it's actually featured as one of the recipes in your, I call it the lookbook. So we've got this basically done. I'm going to grab my ceramic knife or any sharp knife if you've got anything there. It could even be a pizza cutter. And what we're going to do is we're going to get our baking sheet with the liner. Make sure you grab it with the liner. And what we're going to do is we're just going to scrunch this up so it makes like little clouds. Okay? We're just going to set this on top and we're going to bake it in the oven. Now, there is instructions, but you know me. The reason you're watching is because I never follow rules. I love being my own boss. But I'm actually going to bake this while I'm cooking. I am not going to have you watch this cook on top. I'm going to bake it in advance. So I've got the oven going. You can see I've got these nice fluffy little clouds. You're going to need approximately 4 sheets to do this dish, okay? So 4 sheets of phyllo will make 8, because you're cutting them in half, 8 of these little cluster phyllo clumps, okay? And we're going to bake it in the oven. I've got it at 375, and it's going to go in for about 4 minutes. Watch it carefully. It cooks fast. Give me a second. Let me set it aside. Okay, so now we've got our beef. So what can I tell you a little bit about fun food facts? Let's get this cooking now. Okay, fun food facts. Phyllo pastry, you've probably seen it a couple different ways. Does it start with a PH or does it start with an F? And does it matter? It doesn't. I don't know, it's just changed. But where it originated from was basically in the Mediterranean, likely Turkey. However, Greece, which is right next door to Turkey, across the water, of course, but Greece really took it on in storms. And what phyllo actually translates to is the word leaf. And that's because it's basically pastry that's rolled out so thin it's like a leaf. And you can actually make your own phyllo pastry if you so chose. I'd just buy it, just saying. Because all it is pastry dough with really low fat content that you roll and roll and roll. Has anyone ever made phyllo themselves? If you're going to make phyllo yourself, here's what you have to do. You have to roll it so thin you should be able to read a newspaper through it. Well, first of all, who reads a newspaper? That right off the get-go tells me that this is probably not something I'm going to do anytime soon. So, okay, we've got this cooking. So once your hamburger is starting to get browned, what we're going to do is we're going to add some things like our rotisserie chicken. Now, I want to tell you, why did I choose this? Well, right now, every Thursday, we actually launch a selection of products, and they're called our Spotlight Solution. And this week, the Spotlight Solution is called Weeknight Wins. And in the collection, if you haven't already heard the rave reviews on our beef dip, oh my gosh, we've got our mac and cheese, which is so good, like so good. We've got rotisserie chicken, hello, and we've got our pancake and waffle mix. So normally when you buy these, you would have to buy them in sets of 3, but on these Spotlight Solutions, they've broke it up for you. So you've got 4 different packages this week at a discounted price. And this discounted price only is good for 1 week. So from Thursday to Wednesday, well, early Thursday morning. Normally it would be $19.27 Canadian. It's only $17 Canadian or $15 US for you to try these out and fall in love with them. So I'm just going to tell you, check out those Spotlight Solutions. The other reason that I'm using the rotisserie chicken is it was actually in the Epic box, the subscription box. Hi Terry, hi Christy. It was in the subscription box this month. So those of you who maybe already have your Epic box and have signed up for the subscription box, you've got to pull it out and use it. Use it. Even if you don't have a chicken, you're going to see you can use this up. Okay, so I've got my beef basically getting browned here. Love how this chopper works. So what else can I tell you about this amazing phyllo pastry? Okay, so when you purchase it, it's usually in a box. It's in the freezer section. And what you need to do, the best way to use it is to put it in your fridge overnight. Then bring it to room temperature and roll out and take the sheets that you need off. We don't want all of our sheets to get dried out and brittle and be no good. Hi, Barbara. So take out what you need. As I said, for this recipe, you'll probably need 4 sheets. And then put it back in the container that it came in. Make sure it's wrapped, sealed nicely, and you can refreeze it again. So it's brilliant. Great to have on hand. And if you're, you're not wanting to do potatoes for whatever reason, it's just a fun little way to have some fun. I'm actually thinking this could be really cute for Halloween. I'm thinking those phyllos would be really great. I just haven't got my head there yet. Okay, so we've got our beef going. Grabbing our rotisserie chicken, just slice the bottom. And if you've never watched my cooking classes and you're always wondering why is she always cutting from the bottom, it's so I can stand the package up later. We'll just add the package. The reason we don't add our package before is we want to brown our beef, because you get that caramelization. That's what makes it taste so yummy. So I'm going to grab our saute spoon. This is part of our kitchen utensil set. This is much like doing tacos, really. So I'm just going to flavor my meat. Excuse me. There's definitely peppers in that season pack. I'm going to talk about what's in that season pack too. Okay, we want to make a nice sauce with this. So I've got a prep bowl here with roughly about 2/3 of a cup of water, and that's going to make a sauce. You're going to add whatever veggies you got in the frozen section. I had peas. I always have peas in my fridge. I love peas. I think it's because it looks really nice. Corn, frozen corn. Some of you may still have fresh corn where you are, who knows. We're just going to stir this up and let it cook up, because we are going to have a nice, almost like, what am I going to call it? Shepherd's pie? It's going to be a meat pie made with rotisserie chicken. Okay, so it's just going to cook a little bit. Just got a few more minutes in the oven with those little phyllos. And this is going to make a bit of a sauce. Now, taste it. Make sure it tastes good, because you may find, one of the things I will tell you about Epicure is our products are really low sodium, low sugar. We really watch that. So you may find that you might need to add a little bit of extra salt, but you're in control. No, actually, I think it's good. Sorry. And my mom told me not to do that. Hope she's not watching. Anyway, so we're just going to heat this up, get my peas and corn cooking, and it doesn't take long. So you're in a rush, a pinch for time. This will be a fast meal to do. Okay, so here's some things that I wanted to talk to you about. Fun food fact about this. I've actually had a number of customers ask me, okay, why should I buy from Epicure? And I'm going to tell you why. A lot of times people love the flavor and think, oh, you know what, I can probably do that myself. Much like the phyllo pastry. Don't bother. Because here's the deal. Some of the ingredients that are in here, and we do have things that we don't always spell out every word and every product. But we've got paprika. So go to the grocery store, buy some paprika. We've got cornstarch, garlic, sea salt, sumac. Sumac. When was the last time you walked down the grocery store and sumac was on the spice aisle and just screamed at you, buy me? If you have sumac in your cupboard, when did you buy it and how long has it been sitting there? Okay. Sumac is actually, it's actually a part, or it's a member to a poisonous bush, a poisonous shrub. However, the sumac that you use, that you actually eat, is not the poisonous part. And sumac really stands for bright red. That's what it's translated to. So it gives you a really nice coloring. In the Middle East, it was used, 2,000 years ago for people to get a little bit of, that citrus flavor. Maybe they didn't have lemon. If you don't have lemon, you can put sumac in it, and it gives sort of that citrusy tartness to your cooking. So that's something about sumac. So as I'm saying, when customers say, why would I buy Epicure versus, going to the store? We're going to save you a ton of money, because if you're buying individual spices, as you can see, this was meant to be rotisserie chicken. Clearly, I'm not doing that. I'm making something totally different. So I'm just going to grab my little puff balls. I know that this is cooked now. Now, some other things that you could do if you wanted to make this go a little bit further, if you had leftover rice, you could throw rice in here. If you had leftover cheese, any leftover veggies, throw it in. And what we're going to do is we're just going to cover this with some nice little puff balls of phyllo, and we're going to be done. So give me a second. Let me go grab them. Okay, so here we are. Set these on top. Thanks. They're little crispy morsels of goodness. Just enough carbs to keep you happy. You don't need to have all those potatoes that you were maybe thinking about. Just set these on. And this is definitely going to feed your family. Of course, when you cook it, it gets nice and crispy. It's almost like potato chips. Yum. So there you go. What do you think of this meal? Isn't this crazy how easy a meal can come together with Epicure? So as I mentioned, grab your week. I'm going to show you again in case you missed it. Your weeknight wins. It's a discounted pricing. It gives you the opportunity to try this. When you're ordering, I do also want to let you know, when you spend up to $60, the company is going to give you a freebie. This month it is pulled chicken seasoning. And yes, you don't need to just use it with chicken. As you saw, switch it out. One last thing, while I was snooping on the website and I was talking to one of my customers today who has a daughter who's vegan, Modern Mac in Canada is still available. This, we were told when it leaves the line, like when it's sold out, it will not be back till January. So I want you to think right now, with your thinking cap, put it on. Who do you know that's vegan? I am told that this is the best vegan mac and cheese ever. I've been told that vegans hate the mac and cheese that's on the market. So if you have family or friends that are vegans, buy it while it's here. Modern Mac. This is 100% dairy free. Okay, so it is a vegan mac and cheese, and I have been told by those who are vegans, they love it. One last thing that's in this weeknight dinner. Oh my gosh, pancake and waffle mix. You won't know it's gluten-free, and I'm not a morning person. I love the fact I can open up the package, I add an egg, a little bit of milk and vanilla extract, and I have the fluffiest gluten-free pancakes or waffles that you've ever tasted. So make sure you grab it. If you have any questions, comment below, and I'll post a picture. But I do declare, I think this looks like a pretty rock solid dinner, don't you? So thanks everyone for watching. Nice to see you, Barb, Christy, Jennifer. Come back again next Thursday. Gosh knows what I'm going to be cooking next week. But hey, it's always fun. Bye for now, everyone.